and today I am refuting that artificial intelligence is necessary for continued advancement and it is safe to use. The advocate begins with the supporting claim that human completion of the tasks at hand would take quote-unquote forever, except he never specifies what tasks that he is referring to. Therefore, there is no way to determine the validity of his statement. He later goes on to supplying two extremely vague descriptions, which were encryption regarding the security and complex algorithms, but fails to include the comparison of average time and completion of these tasks between human and artificial intelligence, or facts about the benefit of using artificial intelligence instead of human intelligence. Many information about this is available through the articles provided by news informants like the Huffington Post, with data that's as recent as 2013, and continued research by the University of Washington's Computer Science and Engineering program, which updates their database like as soon as they get new, but it's still recurring, so it's almost like really recent data that they have on their website. And Justin doesn't provide any evidence, about the comparison of artificial intelligence and human intelligence, but there it is. Justin states that artificial intelligence will have the knowledge and problem-solving skills in order to solve that problem. However, he's still unclear about what that problem is. There's also no evidence provided to support that claim, and it becomes a moot point when the possibility of humans completing the same tasks are present today. We do have the resources and methods and machinery to complete it with human intelligence. Research about accuracy differences and time-saving data would have been more effective in this argument and would more effectively support his claim in general. There's a quote that was included by computer scientist Jerry Kaplan that points out the possible benefits of using smart cars in our environment. But that in no way helps prove that the completion of human tasks would take longer than that of artificial intelligence. So this quote could be better placed to argue the general benefits of artificial intelligence as a whole, rather than trying to prove that it would help make the task be completed faster. The example of Google cars, once again, pertains very little to the supporting claim and works in a counter to his position, which states that, which is for positive use of artificial intelligence, by mentioning that there are in fact crashes that have been occurred with these cars. His second supporting claim was arguing for the loyalty of these artificial intelligence machines, and talking about the Hollywood's portrayal of artificial intelligence. This claim was supported mainly by hypothetical situations and comparisons of how to treat artificial intelligence, how in movies they were treated as rats, contrary to treating them as humans. And he does not explain the difference of artificial intelligence or their behavior if they are treated as rats or they're treated as humans, so that again becomes a moot point. He describes Hollywood's portrayal of artificial intelligence, but has no evidence or counter-argument to the claim when doing so, that Hollywood's scenarios are highly unlikely, not ever once saying that they are untrue, only exaggerated. No evidence was provided to prove their loyalty, as research and testing this have not been fully completed to make any sort of publicized data, making this a claim extremely difficult to prove. In summary, Justin supported his claim with irrelevant evidence, misplaced authoritative quotes, and hypothetical situations that do not effectively support his main claim.
Well, the structural stuff is fine. At the beginning, you challenge the clarity of the argument, suggesting there's a vague description of what the advocate is really talking about. And I think that that's a reasonable press to be making here, that there are questions about what security programs we're discussing or what the potential benefits are going to be. I think that those are important issues to be challenging on. And one of the things that I think is kind of lacking from your argument is a demonstration that those things either we can take the time on those sorts of things, or that they aren't quite as pressing as the advocate talked about. Now, since it's ambiguous as to what's being talked about, it's a little hard to pin those kinds of things down. You get involved in a discussion about the data and whether or not there's data for comparison purposes, and whether or not the advocate cited the data, and you suggest that there is data on those particular things. I didn't hear you cite it either, so I'm not exactly sure what that all gets you, except that there's kind of this circular argument here that we don't have enough data on this issue, or we have data. Okay, so if we have data, what does it mean? If we don't have the data, what does it mean? That's what I need to have an answer to, both of those sorts of things. There's a good challenge, I think, on the way the evidence is being presented. That the advocate cited the Kaplan evidence, that it doesn't really mean what the advocate says that it means. I thought that your explanation on that was pretty good. You challenged the relevance of the Google cars, and I think that that's also a good point. It doesn't address the issue about needs or safety, for instance, or security. So why is it here in the argument? I thought that's a pretty good press on that. Now, on the second point, where we're getting into some of those hypothetical sorts of examples, I think that it gets a little confusing, because he is challenging the hypothetical examples of Hollywood, and you're kind of challenging the hypothetical examples that he's got, refuting the hypothetical examples. So it gets almost a little reductive there as to what it is that we're really looking at. The idea that there's potential risk, I think you could say, look, this is stuff that's new territory. You're not necessarily saying that it's dangerous, but it's one of those things that everybody should proceed with caution, make sure that we know what the rules are going to be that we're going to play by in these particular circumstances. I don't think that would be a harmful position to take. At the end, it just feels like there's a lot of kind of challenging on the ambiguity of issues here without necessarily contradicting those particular points. And the challenges are okay, but I'm not exactly sure I'm convinced either way on this particular issue. All right, thank you.